men, women, children, and it is dugout, so this is going to be don't know why no one's like creating a squad. This is going to be, I'm just waiting because of just some other things. This is going to be favored towards the German side just a little bit off this opener, but you know, SvS does have Brecourt to deal with, or to help them with, I should say, and you know, it'll be an easier push off for them, because if they had cattle sheds, that would be a little bit more difficult to manage and stuff like that. So I'm just waiting for these guys to finish creating their squads and create my own infantry squad. Spawn in the very far HQ. And I'm gonna run over here. Hopefully I'm not in any tank spawns. I always do this, by the way, when you're asking, just run away, enter admin cam, and then pop boop boop. So yeah, dugout is the midpoint. You know, SvS probably gonna set up a Gary somewhere over here, somewhere over here. Would not be surprised if they set like a close one there, and then maybe a farther one back one, maybe behind this hedge. You know, somewhere back over here where it's, you know, somewhat kind of hidden. But obviously, you know, their team has their own tactics. Rage has their own tactics of what they're going to do and stuff like that. Rage probably going to set up a border Gary somewhere along this hedge line over here. Then obviously another common spot is, you know, this little structure of buildings as well. But you know, dugout, one thing you do have to control if you're SvS is this little section of buildings and roads and stuff like that right here where these tank traps are. You're really going to need to control that for just better crossfire, and then both teams obviously want to control this hill that's in between AA and dugout. But you know, in just under a minute, we're going to be kicking off. Timer, boom, boom. I think I'm a second early this time. That's okay. Is what it is. I'm not too worried. I don't think you guys care that much, but you know, it is what it is. All the squads placing their markers of where they want to go. You know, very standard. You know, SvS are going to want to control hill. Like, both teams are going to want to control a network. Pretty vital for getting into dugout. Probably the easiest way to get in the dugout other than just like meat grind and stuff like that. But nothing too out of the ordinary. They are going to bring this truck. Just 2 guys in that truck, so you know, nothing too crazy. Maybe that's a squad to set up some sort of garrison network, help the commander out. They are leaving the recon or the light tank in the HQ. Here we go. We are off and ready to go. I really hate these planes. Planes are very annoying off the rip. I actually didn't really see Rage's side of things of what they're doing. Probably nothing too dissimilar. Squiggle, I guess, is just gonna run his AT. I don't actually see a supply truck over here. Squiggle is actually gonna launch a rocket. Not quite sure where that's gonna land. On the main road, it would have killed something if something was there. Rage or SvS, honestly, a little bit slow to the point, but that's, you know, kind of expected a little bit. They are going to get some good squad leads on this point I was talking about earlier with that road. Around the highlights for all your highlight needs. Rage prioritizing hard cap. Strafe run does go in. Doesn't really get anybody. Maybe a few more meters to the southwest. Right where these guys were running, would have gotten a whole bunch more kills. Obviously, a good player from SvS there. Slowly setting up their Gary network. Gary networks do take a while to start to build up at the start of matches. Just less people for supplies, less, you know, SLs. Just a lot less things going on and going around, but it's just as important. SvS prioritizing the border of the map, which I don't disagree with. There's a supply truck of the commander. Very bold strategy. The tank does see him. Commander's probably in a bad situation. Probably doesn't know what to do, but his team is starting to contest the points. Very interesting to see what this commander's going to try to do. He's just going to get out, maybe try to spot that tank. I think he might see an OP in front of him as well. Fortunately, he does have the Thompson, so he can't really get some one shot, one kills. There's another truck coming up here. An SL. Just Quora over there for SvS. Lots of SvS just all surrounded in this little section of trees. One grenade will kill like 4 or 5 of them. Medium tank is in position. There is a recon tank actually behind SvS. Getting called out right now. Of the Puma. Looks to be a rage cap unless some sort of big arty splash says otherwise. Good hit from Squiggle there on the AT, and that will be a cap for rage. Capturing the first midpoint of the game for Dugout for them and his team. Tank unfortunately is not in the just out of range of the rep station. Does get hit once. Will back out just in time. SvS already on Record battery. Just Felix just contesting it. Actually, the Puma is actually contesting it. No one has dealt with this Puma quite yet. SvS's Gary network, obviously still a little bit, not necessarily slacking, but not where they probably want it to be. This Puma, still no ATs back here. That could be a cause for concern moving forward in this match. Down goes the medium tank to the P4. Rockefeller. Rockefeller. Rockefeller or Rockefeller? I have no idea. Unfortunately has the grease gun. Missing on everything on Sergeant Slitch. Or Stilligits. I have no idea. I am very bad with names right now. But Cora does, you know, finish him off. Frank knocks down Cora. And one thing the SvS do need to do is hold this side of the point. This Puma's actually starting to become a big pain for them. You know, SvS is just kind of giving up everything in the red, and you know, Rager just, you know, it's just one Puma just distracting them. It's, you know, still alive. It's not dead. No ATs at all for SvS. We got Bori over here, who I assume is going to kill it. And does end up taking it down, but the amount of distraction that Puma caused all of SvS to immediately just redeploy back on defense, they lost so much ground. A little bit unfortunate for them, but, you know, maybe Cora can, you know, stem the tide by killing some of these guys, and Wilson's just kind of sliding around. What is this? Dude. Look at dude, this is how loose at its finest right here. Wilson just... Oh man, where's he going? Where's Wilson going, boys? Oh my god, dude, where is he? I'm sorry, but this is just hilarious, dude. Look at him go. Oh, he's gonna kill Noel. Pinnell. Just, just the way he shoots when sliding is hilarious. Oh, please tell me it's like a different like animation when he's prone. And down he goes. That was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. 76 now on point for SvS. You know, they do save the Gary on the border, but you know, they are just a little bit too tough. They actually have a half track. Interesting play for SvS using a half track. Yeah, big AT hit. And a grenade kill. The blue line Gary does go down. They only have one on point Gary. SvS just, you know, not really like establishing anything. There's a Jeep driving around. I'm very confused at what's going on. I'm very confused. There's just like a Jeep driving around. There's a half track. I assume this half track is going to try to make it somewhere down here in the south. I'm just so confused with this Jeep. Oh, poor Diamond does go down. I think since it was like a recon guy, I assume it was trying to go in this HQ over here in the corner and then go all the way around. Fortunately, that did not happen. We do have Rockefeller just still over here. Still alive, just waiting for something to happen, I guess. I have no idea. But SvS kind of just playing all around defense. Not really anything on point still. There's no garrison on point. Maybe they're trying to get some boxes back. Some squads are trying to get some supplies going. But Rage just on top of everything. Swedish God probably gonna knock out these supplies that just dropped down on the ground. I'm just trying to get back to his Jeep. Texan's gonna try to satchel the Jeep. Oh, Forrest is gonna kill it. Not the Jeep. Maybe SvS is trying to bait something, because like they're just not really pushing off point and no Gary's built. I'm very kind of confused of what they're trying to do. Cody. Throwing his grenades. You can get Felix with one of them. Felix with the STG does knock him down, but the Stuart tank gets them both right back. SvS finally gets a flanking Gary to some degree around LeGrand at least. They do have a half track behind them too. And it looks like Silent Rage is going to call it out with Wilson. And it will be locked out, I assume. Yes, it will be locked out. Just going to wait someone to spawn on a Garrison or OP to take that one out. Wit versus Ruvas. Ruvas looks away at the wrong time. Will go down. poor John. Again with the grease gun. It's not a good weapon to begin with and missing your shots. SvS just on the back foot, you know, finally getting some more garrisons up, but, you know, nothing on the red line, blue line, and that's where they needed to be. Just losing that ground like ASAP, that Puma just really distracted them, I feel like. You know, kind of threw everything into a wrench. '76 gets hit once from the Tiger tank. '76 does not have a clear line of sight, and the Tiger tank will kill the '76 on point. Raid starting the cap. The SvS defense point. Maverick does get his shot off. Frank a little bit quicker to the trigger there. Rage just sending all their bodies into Brecourt. Reinforce is coming down for SvS. Are starting to defend a little bit. Not sure if anything at defense, just Uncle Danny. That's about it. Nothing really too major happening on the defensive side for Rage. Ruvas does get him with the grease gun. Third tank seems to be a little bit of a problem for the Rage boys, but they are going to get down a satchel onto the Stewart tank. So this Stewart tank will blow up any second here from Chuck's satchel. It is going down. Lots of SvS guys using grease guns, which is kind of like insane, to be honest. They don't have enough for a tank. They do have a medium coming now. Diamond using another flare. Ruvas trying to see if people are running about. Wit and Juicy actually almost dies to a landmine that he shot. Ruvas can get a kill or two. Be pretty big for the defense. They are starting to defend a little bit. Bombing run is coming in for SvS. Ruvas actually goes down the Artie, unfortunately for him. Wit goes down to the bombing run. Juicy and Shaggy stay alive. Rage still on the attack. Really no one around hard cap at all for SvS. They're kind of still flooding away and trying to get in, but really working out too well for them. They are going to cross the field, which is kind of a big no-no and hella loose. It looks like it will work out for Gato. Gonna have to win some gunfights here. Not missing the shots though, unfortunately. Blitz missing his shots. Everyone missing their shots, but he finally gets his shots to connect. Frank moving in on, I assume, some OPs and some garrisons. But Pedro does knock him down. Rage just seemed to be just full-blown, just assaulting Marine Corps battery at this point. Maybe paying a little bit too much attention to trying to attack the next point. They do have some stuff at Legrand, so they can recover. I'm not sure if Rage is set up for a Legrand take, but they will get this cap and make it a 4-1 game in their favor. (4-1) in favor of Rage. Chuck versus Bori. Gets the better of Bori. Shooting Pedro on the AT gun. Pedro is like, I'm not getting off, but he will end up going down there. 76 trying to retreat. Elias gets headshot by Chuck. Lots of FCS are retreating towards the hard cap of Legrand. So they will, you know, have a bit better of a stand here at Legrand, but it's gonna be a little bit of a tough task for them to capture Brecourt. Maybe their commander can do something from behind. He doesn't really have any supplies to work with in the back lines. I think Rockefeller has not died yet in this entire match. I'm not too sure about that, but you know, he's chilling in the bush back here. Obviously, they're pulling their armor back. Good thing for SvS is they do have this 76 that is retreating. The Axis heavy tank is still far away. Oh, but he is going to go be in the trench system. I don't know if he can get out of this. Just get out of it. Felix is trying to get down the satchel. 76 too quick. Boss back with his little grease gun. Gets the better. Horse gets the better of Ruvas. And this poor 76 is running away from the tank crewman. Looks like John and Felix are farming some players in the HQ. Hopefully they don't blow up the nodes. That would be a big no-no, and possibly a I don't know what that would be. Would that be a DQ? Pretty sure that would be a DQ. I have no idea. Rage slowly suffocating towards the last point of Legrand. Again, if we take a look at the map, they still have, you know, a front door Gary. It's just that they're all situated around Legrand. But it is starting to drop supplies in the back line, so this might give away the position of Super and Travix. Trying to get up a sneaky garrison behind their lines. Is 2 tanks here, so the default P4 and the Tiger tank, though. You know, Rage looking good on their armor, at least, and fuel. Looks like an airhead is also coming down as well around Gardens. I assume that's probably going to go down from Rage. Forest. Down by Robert Max. Robert. I'm just gonna call him Robert. It could be Robert Tom X. I have no idea. Airhead is falling down. It actually seems to be going undetected. Like Super and Uncle Danny are gonna go at it. It does build the Geary, but it will be locked out. He's playing this really, really safe. Waiting for Rage to come up there too, but you know, there is an airhead that is 100% clean. I think Sergeant Slitch or Sticklets does see it. I'm totally butchering his name. Rage is also going to use the airhead themselves. Tie back here. Two guys do spawn. No SL, which is kind of unfortunate. You want an SL at least to spawn the airhead. Come back to that in a few seconds. But Rage putting on the pressure here at LeGrand, having a squad slowly move up, taking one gunfight at a time. Two flares go up, I assume, yep, both from the recon players. Johnny kills Felix. Down. Airhead is still up for the SvS guys, and the Garrison is green. Looks like Super won his gunfights back there. Garrison is marked over here too, where Chuck is at. I think John might see some stuff coming down as well, but it looks like they're gonna get the airhead off too. Airhead is still clean over here as well. There's traffic spawning on it. There is some SLs for SvS that are getting into the strong point. Just they have two tanks that, you know, that's a lot of cap weight. Shaggy almost killed Coral with a rocket. See if he'll get him here. Or will he shoot him? He takes him down with one shot. Ooh, Forrest with the rocket kill onto some infantry. Does go down to Johnny. John, Cody, and Axel back here. Challenging this airhead. Takes out one. See if Cody can get cheek. Cody does get cheek. I'm not sure if the airhead is still up. Airhead is up and Garrison is locked. Down goes that, but do they see the airhead? Oh no, they don't know where the airhead's at. I think Cody might be running into it. Oh, he didn't see it. Airhead's still available. Fortunate there, they just couldn't see it in the wheat field. Speaking of everything else, looks like SvS do have, you know, some sort of good counter presence. Airhead and Garrison working well for them. Garrison is locked up. They are starting to contest Rage onto the point of Brecourt, and they are starting to flip the cap in their favor. Is this an abandoned? This is an abandoned P4 on top of a Gary. It's a new strategy. I've never seen that before. But there's also a medium tank right here for SvS just roaming around. And Tooth. I'm not quite sure why Mantooth is repping a P4, but you know, SvS putting a little bit of pressure on Rage, making them think twice before overcommitting to an attack, you know. Ricochet onto that tank. Bomb run is coming down for SvS. Gonna probably take out the on-point Garrison as well, which it does. Dude does spawn on it afterwards, though. The Garrison is gone. I'm curious if you can park a tank on top of a garrison, if it will protect it from an airhead. Very curious about that. Push from SvS is still, you know, alive. You know, they're not dead yet on the Brie court. But, you know, Rage definitely did, you know, consolidate the point a little bit more. They still have a Tiger just kind of roaming in the back. Ruvas just chilling in this bush. Maybe just waiting for an opportunity to, you know, make his life meaningful. Might be able to see that garrison too. You know, if SvS can Artie can, you know, probably a bad Artie mark there. There it is. It's right there. If SvS Artie can, you know, start hammering this garrison, you know, this they can start, you know, flipping the point. I mean, they are doing that right now. Artie marks are kind of missing for SvS. They're kind of just landing in the middle of the field, but, you know, it could be just a bad pain from an SL. No, SvS still have this launch garrison on the border that hasn't died yet. It's like Peter 91 possibly trying to get a satchel onto the tank, and the unfortunate thing for the satchel for the Americans is you have to use the grease gun. We've heard a lot of those a lot of grease guns already today. P4 does, or the Tiger does knock out the tank, and oh, that player dies to unexpected landmine. Ariel could get some rockets to the back of this Tiger. He gets one. Mahojoe does take some bullets from him. Does not get the second rocket off, but starting to harass some tanks. Back over here on Legrand. Looks like we have Rev being a nuisance. Kills Diamond on point, but gets headshot by Maverick. Looks like SvS is actually going to bring up their 76 into the fight now, which, you know, if they can take out this Tiger, they could maybe do some serious damage onto Brecor, because they've been, like, you know, playing with capturing it and then, you know, Rage defending it, and, like, you know, it's the armor that's holding them down, holding Rage down for the most part, I'd say. They are starting to cap it now just because they have some more bodies in the hard cap. They do get to spawn on top of that Gary in the hard cap. But, you know, you have Pedro, Cora, Ruvas is still hiding in the bush, still contributing to that cap weight, but they could win some of these gunfights, get on that onto that Tiger. P4 might just be a little bit of a distraction. One shot goes in. B6. This Tiger goes down to the 76. That's pretty big for the SvS boys. There's a Tiger looming in the back. There's a squad lead, super, back behind them. SvS doing some good shot. Pedro with a nice rocket. Not sure if he knows where the garrison's at, unless they got the garrison. I think they did get the garrison. Any more rockets, just in case they're behind some cover. Lots of SvS rolling in now. They do have a Gary that is ready for dugout take. You know, and Super is ready also to build another, you know, attacking garrison. SvS flipping this game on its head. Airhead is coming down for SvS as well as some supplies, so looks like they will take this half capped, but you know, with all these guys from Rage coming across the field, this could be easy kills for SvS if they just turn around, but they probably don't know. Maybe Cora and his squad might be able to get some better insight on it. Obviously, we don't know if a reinforce is down on Brecord just yet. Lots of players from Rage coming in now from across the field. Elias gets one with the shotgun. Oh, Elias actually puts down a statue on point. Ruvaz is just still there, gets one. On here, oh, they're taking out supplies. I was wondering what they were doing. Airhead is locked up by Texans. And he will destroy the airhead. So good recovery from Rage. Not sure if the 76 did go down. I think it did go down over here. Unfortunately for them. Probably Squiggle and Rev with some rockets. Finding the side of that 76. John couldn't hide in the bush well enough. Not bulletproof for him. Looks like Rev and Squiggle did finally take out this garrison that was on the front lines for SvS. Now they just have this push Gary from the red zone that only lasts so long. A little bit better of a Gary network around like Legrand, but obviously, you know, SvS would, you know, prefer to have some more Garys attacking from the red-blue line. Lots of Super did set up a Gary over here. If he can win this gunfight against Ty, could be sitting pretty well. Ty just staring at a bush, just shimmering his toes. Not sure what Ty's doing. We'll leave these two lovebirds alone and see some more action here. Like Robert is trying to set up seemingly another blue line Gary, but gotta wait for his squad mates to spawn on top of his OP. Nothing really happened on the front door either, though, for SvS. Like, just a few rage guys, you know, maybe trying to test the waters, poke and prod, see what they can do. Garrison's now clearing the back line, the other side, by Gardens. So it looks like Rage does know that, you know, SvS does have, like, at least a garrison back here. Kills a boatload of people with that shell of the Tiger. Rage already also coming down on top of that as well. This garrison's gonna be locked out. Probably maybe one more spawn wave. One more big spawn wave. That's only gonna last so long before it's locked out, which it is locked out. Ty trying to find this blue zone Gary just ends up redeploying instead. That's gonna open up the garrison back there for them. St. John does miss with his rocket on top of the garrison. Will take it out and the supplies. Squiggle and the tank rounds just for good measure. Distracted here, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Texans. Don't know where he's going. He's just roaming about. Diamond in Swedish. Diamond with the one-shot headshot right away. You know, SvS now went from the other side. Are you gonna get the garrison this time? Does get him. Garrison is now free. Travix. That's a P-strike that's coming in onto this Tiger. Unfortunately, it does miss. I think the call was pretty accurate, just kind of inaccurate. The inaccuracy of the game just makes that tank stay alive. I'm not sure if SvS have any more tanks. Like they do have a 76 in the HQ, and they do have another Jeep. Pearson is locked up by St. John. Does take it out. Ori kills St. John, but St. John does knock out the carry before, or might probably try to rebuild it. I think they do have a second Tiger. Ty is still trying to find this garrison back here. White hasn't, you know, found it exactly, but it is hiding in a bush. So is Ty. It's a very well hidden Gary by the Commander Super here for SvS. Oh, Maverick. Stays the Gary. I think Ty found it this time, though. He knows exactly where it is. He's probably telling Dude where it's at. And Dude's gonna get him. Probably will get on the Gary and knock it out for him and his boys. I don't know what caused that explosion to be so massive. That was not a grenade explosion. That was a like a landmine explosion, but maybe SvS does have mines like in the middle of roads. I don't know. Texans turns on Diamond. Gato trying to finish him off, but we'll go down to St. John. Texans does go down to an MG, it seems like. Lots of scattering going on. points being flashed a little bit. Whole bunch of people. Looks like they actually got a red zone Gary up here, which, you know, a little bit of surprising. SvS all crawling. All crawling on the ground except for Koro, who's probably trying to set up his OP in a more, you know, advantageous position. But as soon as, you know, Shaggy moves away, this garrison will light back up green. Match just under halfway done. Rage with the first initial cap, and roughly 15 minutes later, they did cap 4th point, but ever since then, it's been kind of like stalemate. Both teams had opportunities to cap each other's respective 4th and 5th points here. But pretty much stalemated. Nothing too drastic has happened. This is the map layout. Looks like Garrison is green for SvS back here, and they do get a massive spawn wave. It looks like Frank is probably trying to set up a red zone himself. Little does he know, there's actually a red zone, or a red zone here. He's trying to set up a blue zone. There's a red zone like with less than 100 meters away. Curious if he just goes a few more meters south, he locks it out. Does set up that garrison. We'll just start to run away from it. Go back at Legrand. Looks like, yep, Legrand is starting to become contested a little bit more. SvS do have an on-point Gary, so they can spawn in and start defending it in mass if needed. Big explosion from the satchel goes off. Friend goes down from SvS to try to defend a little bit. Looks like they are going to bring up some tanks to help defend, but obviously not in hard cap. Just a few guys in hard cap for Rage. A bunch of SvS do spawn in and we'll start defend. Point. Gonna lose a lot of pressure on the Bree court. Looks like Super again in the supply truck, trying to get behind them, set up some garrisons. Whatnot. Looks like the airhead is coming down, or I assume Rage. Yes, that is going to be a Rage airhead. Not sure if that's called out quite yet for SvS. It's gonna get spicy here. Is an on-point tank, just a medium tank though. All of Rage spawns in, or SvS does spawn in. He does see the airhead spawn. He might be waiting for a massive amount of people to spawn onto it. I'm not quite sure. Basically, the squads where it spawns on the airhead. Good rocket there from Axel. Looks like a tank was called out back over there. I'm not sure what it was, but seems to be somewhat dealt with. Gato on the airhead. We'll lock it out and we'll save this point for SvS. So SvS recovers quite nicely, but you know, they are kind of surrounded now around Legrand. You know, they do have a garrison still in the red zone. They do have a far red zone area as well. Bomb run is going in. It is going to be a Rage bombing run. Get at least 2, maybe 3 people. Just gets 1. But does that kill the heavy tank? Oh, the bombing run killed the heavy. Oh, that is very unfortunate for SvS. That was a huge blow for SvS with that bombing run taking out that heavy tank. Lots of Rage now spawning in. Coming in from the west side. Garrison is still up though. Don't know if Chuck knows where the garrison's at, or maybe Cheek will see it. Bunch of SvS do spawn in. Rockets flying in. Bodies being dropped from the SvS side. Just Rockefeller here. The lone survivor on the point. Agent relies to assist. Garrison does go down. Point is half capped. Maybe Elias is trying to sit down his satchel. He is not. He does have a shotgun class. Only a few guys on point for the SvS guys, and a whole bunch for the Rage. Not quite sure where the big spawn wave is going to come from. Hasn't come in quite yet. Rockefeller does get 2, but does go down himself. It's just Elias left. Huge arty hit that could change the tide of this fight. If Elias can get maybe 1 or 2 kills, he can start defending it. He is aiming the wrong way, though. Defense is commencing. Whole bunch of SvS coming from the other side, but they're not going to have that much time to get to the hard cap. Elias, the only one in hard cap itself. Straferin is going to come down and hopefully maybe get probably 5 bodies. Does get a few. Super coming in from behind. They're contesting it. They're still not defending it though. Very close. Super has to get this kill onto Dude or else they probably lose. Oh no, that's gonna be the game, ladies and gentlemen. A 5-0 victory for SvS here on SMDM for week 3 of the Premier League. Well played match from both teams. That was actually a lot more intense at the end than I thought it was going to be, but you know, congrats to Rage on like the victory. I'm going to give mine to Super. He put up basically all the garrisons. GG's to Rage. Nice earned win from them for this Division 8 matchup. Division 8, kind of interesting. A little interesting to see these 30v30 matches. This is my second one of the day, but that's going to do it for me today and this weekend. I know right now Caparzo is streaming the Rofs versus 9May, or not 9May, Rofs versus 3-5 match. Hopefully his PC all set and ready to go. I have no idea. I was casting this match, but yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed. Please like and sub, and as well as like and sub and follow all the other casters for the Premier League this season. Everyone's link is in the description, and thank you for Wanzer and Radical Gaming for sponsoring this season of the People's League, or the Premier League, I should say. I keep saying that. God damn it. God, I hate outros, but yeah, that's going to do it for me. GG's to both teams yet again. Thanks for letting me cast this game, both you guys. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. I wish you guys all a good night or a good morning and Happy New Year, even though it's, you know, past Valentine's Day. Have a good one, everyone. Goodbye.